Francis Rustlers, well, they have some infighting of their own as Lindsey Francis and Talisa Miller not seeing eye to eye.
Well, at the top of the show, we were talking about how we had heard that Lindsey Francis was being kind of challenged by Team Miller to step up as the leader. Well, that turned into a full-blown controversy as Talisa Miller basically just washed her hands of Lindsey Francis and said, "This is my team." I guess she said it's a Lone Star statement. I'm the Lone Star. But for the men, the G-Force, they got it all rolling. All cylinders are moving forward, Rory.
If you were to rewind the tape and look at the highlights, which we're going to do, you'd see a lot of Talisa Miller and the Rustlers.
Rory, she came out with a scowl. She played with a scowl, and she probably still has a scowl on her face. And Shea Brown didn't know what hit her. I mean, she just came out and dominated this matchup, and she still had enough left, which might be the cause of the anger, to have a shouting match with Lindsey Francis.
A lot of action in the first half, and as usual in the World Skating League, a lot of action off the track as well. And many times it involves Kenneth Logue, who all of a sudden, I don't know if he appointed himself, but somehow he's gotten control of the Florida Sundogs. We'll find out more about that now from Julie Lynch.
This Logue will just not go away. Everyone from the skaters to the fans of Roller Jam has abused our general manager. He obviously didn't make his millions by giving up in the face of adversity. Has the power-stripped general manager, Kenneth Logue III, begun his rise back to respectability?
I am back. The first important step was the resolution of the roller derby queen controversy. The second step will be the neutralization of Mark D'Amato.
Previously, D'Amato attempted to bury Logue once and for all. Yet as a referee, Logue won a battle by kicking D'Amato out of the game and witnessing the Rustlers defeat the Enforcers.
You assisted your team illegally! No score!
Logue followed with this shot.
Some very disturbing reports have come to league's attention suggesting that Mr. D'Amato and several of his associates are conspiring to defraud the skaters of monies due them in their contracts.
Now Kenneth Logue is taking over the Sundogs.
We've had some bumps on the road trying to bring integrity back into this league, so I think it's time that I lead by example. Keep that stride.
He's dedicated to training the team on his own. In his meager training facility, the former Wall Street Wizard will continue to school his impressionable squad on roller derby ethics.
In this league, the key to this team, I'll remind you again, will be speed, athleticism, agility, and teamwork. Now let's hear it from everybody. What are the keys? Speed, athleticism, agility, and teamwork.
Yes, Sundogs. Yes. Go get yourselves Coca-Cola.
Well, it looks like everything's just going fine over at Camp Sundog, Kenneth.
I'd say the word is swimmingly, Daniel. Practice has been intense, but very productive. We're breaking the old bad habits and teaching those dogs some new tricks.
Well, let me ask you a question. You inherited a team or took over the helm of a team that hasn't been doing that well. How can they be competitive, especially without Denise Loden or Debbie Rice, Kenneth?
It's really just a question of team chemistry. When you look at that roster up and down, it's loaded with world-class talent. We got rid of the Titanic egos. It's allowing the athletes on that team to really start to come into their own.
Well, since you're running the Sundogs now, the rumor is you may even step into the infield during their games and coach them. Yes or no, Kenneth?
Absolutely. It's a possibility.
Well, I, for one, can't wait to see you at the helm of the Florida Sundogs. You wouldn't be intimidated by Mark D'Amato if you skated against the Enforcers?
Daniel, it'll take a lot more than Mark D'Amato and Tim Washington to put me off my game. I can promise you that.
Well, I look forward to see you in the new look Sundogs in the near future. Right now, let's go back to Rory and Hawk.
I don't know, Danny, if anything with Kenneth Logue could constitute as a new look, but here's a pretty good look. It's Lindsey Francis getting ready to go into the second half against the Nevada Hot Dice and Shea Brown. Their friend